Alright guys, it's been a while since the last Monotype video, but like I said in the community section on my YouTube channel, I did say be on the lookout for a Monotype video, and today's video we're going to be basically discussing the state of the current meta game, because I'm just like, cool. I haven't played Monotype seriously in like 3 months. I haven't even been keeping count. Like, my life has just been incredibly hectic, busy, or mainly on the negative side. But regardless, yeah, we're gonna be looking at Monotype, and specifically the Tyrion server that just came out on Monday. There was 100 responses, so this is enough data to really see what people are thinking of when it comes to the metagame at large. So obviously we got enjoyment and competitiveness. Like, these are numbers that I was somewhat expecting, to be honest. Like, people, like, the meta is just in an above average state, at least going by the numbers. Like, you can round this up to like 7, you can round this down to like 6, for example, and like, yeah, it's mainly that I'm gonna be using this video to discuss like my thoughts on everything that was, you know, mentioned in the survey. Like, obviously they had Pokemon like Gliscor, Gouging Fire, Zamazenta, and Fluttermane and Goldengo that were put into the survey, and we'll basically just be discussing my thoughts on it. At least, like, it's not like I haven't been keeping up with Monotype, I'm just particularly not playing it, nor that I really feel like playing it at the moment. There's just a lot of other formats that I'm spending my time on, you know, 35 pokes, draft, for example. Even in old gens, again, I've been saying I want to upload some old gens content, like Auras specifically, like, because Auras is actually pretty fun. So yeah, you'll be seeing that in the future. But either way, guys, we're almost at 500 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed yet, join the kingdom. We're on our way to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. We are halfway through the month right now, and yeah, I'm excited to see if we're able to reach those targets or not. But either way, let's head into the team builder and let's look at discussing all these Pokemon at a length. So we have Gliscor, Gouging, we got Zamazenta, we got Fluttermane, and we have Goldengo. Now, I'm going to discuss Goldengo and Fluttermane first, because these guys aren't, you know, the main focus of the video. It's mainly these three here. But Fluttermane, Goldengo, you know, even before I basically like removed myself from Monotype and stuff, there was some people that still don't like Fluttermane in the metagame. But at this point, 2 years on from the suspect test, the first suspect test of the generation, nothing has really changed with Fluttermane. Like, people still don't think it's that broken of a Pokemon or any issue in the Pokemon in the metagame, because, you know, like, there's still no boost energy, and like, that's it really. Like, if Fluttermane had boost energy, you know, it would probably be ban worthy on its own, to be fair. But just that lack of boost energy, like, Specs is still a dangerous like sort of set, but it never really feels too tough to handle Fluttermane, because like, if it's running choice Specs, then pretty much most viable Scarfers or most types are able to revenge kill it. It still has really low physical bulk, but you know, many sets have popped out of the woodwork, you know, since the start of the generation. There's like bulky Specs. If you click on the import export thing here, like, it just shows you the different sets that, you know, Fluttermane has access to now. The typical choice Specs on both Ghost and Fairy, choice Scarf on Ghost, bulky choice Specs on Fairy, boots spam on Ghost, and then, you know, boots on Fairy as well. So it's not a one-dimensional mon in a sense, but like, it still only has like 1 to like 3 sets that you're always gonna see on the mon, and like, the player base don't think it's broken, so you know, that's just not really gonna happen. No, you're not really gonna see Tyrion action on it. As you can see, you only got like, he got a 3 in the general, you know, sort of population of the player base. And funny enough, I would still be part of the qualified player base, because there was something asking about MPL win rates and stuff, and like, my win rate in MPL was 50%, so I actually would still count as a qualified player 4 months on. But regardless, yeah, Fluttermane still isn't really seen as an issue, at least by the qualified you know, player base. And then Goldengo, I'm even surprised Goldengo still made an appearance on these surveys. You know, like, Goldengo, yeah, fair enough, Steel is annoying. Like, let's just say that now, Steel is very annoying. You know, you start spiking up with Skarmory and stuff, Goldengo just blocks all forms of hazard removal. Yeah, that's annoying, but overall, like, Goldengo is not a broken Pokemon. Like, it's not overwhelming the metagame at large, and there's still ways of you know, dealing with it reliably. So I'm surprised that it got a mention, to be fair. Also, something to note as well, Heat Rock. Heat Rock is like, it had some higher numbers. Like, this is still kinda not worrying in a sense, but still, like, most people still think Heat Rock is somewhat problematic. But you know, at this point I don't even think it's Heat Rock that's the issue. We're gonna go on to gouging now, which, you know, makes Heat Rock kind of annoying. Definitely one of the main components of why I personally wanted a Heat Rock ban like ASAP. Like, I don't think we should have Heat Rock in the metagame anymore. But, you know, gouging fire is the main culprit of, you know, my thoughts towards Heat Rock. Yeah, realistically, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When we had the gouging fire suspect test, don't even remember when we had the suspect test, to be honest. Like, was it at the start of the year? Was it last year? I really don't remember. But when we had the suspect test, I don't regret many things, but I wish I voted ban on this guy. And some people might get a bit annoyed about that, but yeah, I don't think, I think in the long run gouging needed to go. I really do think it needed to go. I was convinced at the time by, you know, other users in the community that gouging wasn't actually that bad, but as time has gone on and we're in the current metagame at hand, I just think this one should go. Whether that comes with a second suspect test, and I really hope it does, maybe MWP, the current tournament happening right now, would be will highlight, you know, gouging fire's annoying sides of things. Yeah, I do think this one needs to go. It really only does Dragon Dancing sets and a Choice Band set on fire. Why Heat Rock is annoying? Because you get 8 turns of Sun versus the majority of types that don't have, you know, auto setting weather. Like, the only types that have auto setting weather are ice, which loses to fire anyways. You got water, which gouging fire can actually play around, like, and that's only rain based teams. Like, rainless isn't going to have auto setting weather. And then ground and rock, but you know, rock isn't seen as a good type. Rock is underrated though, don't get it twisted. It's always been underrated, but yeah, rock, ground, like, those are the only types that have auto setting weather. And dark as well, but no one's really using dark Tita, I'll be honest. But yeah, at the same time, the majority of types do not have auto setting weather, and you have 8 turns of Sun to deal with a choice band, gouging fire with a speed boost, and then it's just killing all of the opponent's teams. Like, fire offensively is a very dangerous type. Again, there's only like 3 types that resist fire. You got water, dragon, fire, and rock. 4 types actually, but yeah, outside of that, gouging fire is just getting the Okos. It's a very annoying one to deal with, particularly on Dragon. Like, Dragon is so good because of the fact that you have Dragon and Steel types, which obviously are neutral to all of Dragon's weaknesses. Like, Dragon Steel is neutral to Dragon, Ice, and Fairy. And then you have gouging fire, which is neutral to ice and fairy. Like, do you see what I'm trying to get at here? Like, the core is just very good. You just go double Dragon Steel with Archaladon and Gudra Hisui, and then you have gouging fire. And then that mon's very annoying to take out once it starts setting up. It has reliable recovery. And it's just been a nuisance in the metagame, you know, ever since it came out in DLC 2. And it's just very annoying to take out. In terms of Gliscor though, Gliscor's a funny one because, like, I don't really imagine Gliscor being that broken, like, as a mon. Like, it doesn't stand out as, like, a broken mon compared to something like King Gambit, which, thank God, got banned while, you know, I disappeared. But, you know, Gliscor is still just an annoying presence that makes flying one of the best types around. Gliscor just typically, right now, every single Gliscor set I've seen is just SD Spadef. Like, that's all Gliscor needs to go, and it just doesn't die. Like, like, Gliscor's very annoying to take out, has low weaknesses, pretty much just SDs, protects. Like, it's just annoying to take out, and most types don't really have a way of dealing with Gliscor effectively. So it's a thing where, even in a replay like this, I'll show you guys the replay now. This is from the latest tour with Siphicon and who was he facing? Stories here. And yeah, like, you have two of the controversial mons in the metagame in this game, Gliscor and gouging fire. And let's just see how this game goes, to be honest, because it was kind of funny. But yeah, so we have Rowan Moon, Tornadus lead, and you know, that banded Rowan Moon did a whole lot of freaking damage, I'll say that. But yeah, you'll get to see how Gliscor is just an annoying mon in general. Like, you get the Toxic Orb activated, that's all you really need. Gliscor, even from a banded Rowan Moon, Gliscor, even with Spadef investment, like, it still just takes that hit relatively well, which is kind of insane, to be honest. But you know, Gliscor just goes for the knockoff. knocks out the Dragoport's choice specs, and now Dragapult can't even break Gliscor effectively. So, you know, you just start protecting, get 12% back for no reason. Like, you see how annoying Gliscor is already, and it's just a very sturdy mon for flying teams to have. Torn dies, which, you know, is to be expected. But now, you just kind of go Gliscor, and Gliscor can either just start setting up SD and just start winning the game from here. But, you know, they continue to knock off. Maybe it's not SD Gliscor, but, you know, it probably is SD Gliscor. You have SD Earthquake, and as you can see, you just went for the SD, because that's all you need to do on this guy. And yeah, this 1v1's Archaludon. This basically just deals with Dragon quite effectively. But yeah, Dragapult has to die for the cause, obviously. So they go Latias, and I don't know if this isn't the most telegraphed trick of all time. Is the most telegraphed trick of all time. I mean, yeah, it's just very hard to get rid of for a lot of types, and Dragon is a top type in the metagame. And you'll see how much it's struggling just to deal with one Pokemon. So yeah, it just goes to show, innit? But yeah, Gujo Hisui comes out against the Corviknight. Corviknight probably has Body Press, but they go for the Defog anyway, just to get rid of the rocks. You don't want rocks up with a flying team. But yeah, this is time for Gouging Fire to make its appearance. They go for Flare Blitz, which does a lot to the Scarflando, which is just probably going to sell rocks here, because there's no reason to EQ. Just get out of the rocks, take that 12% on Latias and, you know, Ruin Moon, for example. But yeah, Gliscor is just the indomitable wall at this point. And then it just starts setting up with, you know, SD Earthquake. But yeah, as you can see, it just gets back to healing. Just heals 12% every turn because you just spam protect all the time. Yeah, if I was in Siphicon's position, I would just tilt. Low-key, I would just tilt. And now you have the Ruin Moon confused and, you know, goes for Outrage again and you don't even die. You don't even die and then Ruin Moon's dead. Like, Gliscor is a funny-ass Pokemon. So I don't blame anyone for saying, yeah, let's ban Gliscor. This mon is genuinely just AIDS. I noticed it when I started using flying more at the time when I was laddering. I was like, well, Gliscor's a funny mon. I'm happy that this Swords Dance set just came out of nowhere, but yeah, because like before they just used to run spikes, to be honest, but now we have Choice Band, Focus Punch, Dragonite, which to be fair, the metagame is in a place where I'm just like, what the hell? Why am I seeing Choice Band, Focus Punch, Dragonite? But yeah, it's a pretty funny thing to see. It's fun to see how the metagame has changed over time. You're seeing sets like this, for example, but obviously, let's see if Gouging can win from a position like this. Probably not. Like, it's not a mon that can actually do that. But yeah, you have the Banded Dragonite here, and yeah, Flying is a very scary type, and there's no reason not to really run it in these tournaments, because it doesn't really have any losing matchups per se. So yeah, maybe people should start using Ice more. I don't know, but Ice just loses to Steel, so what can I say? Yeah, but yeah, I think I've basically just shown with this replay how silly Gliscor can be. Especially against like the top tier types like Dragon, which typically Gliscor would pair well into Dragon because, you know, you have half your team's weak to ground, for example, and Gliscor just runs Knockoff and Earthquake, or Facade and Earthquake, and you get past Latias, or Latios, which are typically the ground immunities on the type. But yeah, moving on to Zamazenta though. Yeah, Zamazenta's always been a controversial one just because most of the time Iron Defense plus Body Press sets just basically just win versus certain types. Like, if you face ground, like, it's pretty much done and dusted there. Like, I'll be honest. Obviously you have things like Hippowdon, which has Whirlwind to phase you out, but other than that, like something like Scarf Excadrill, I said Scarf Excadrill, I'm tweaking. Banded Excadrill, like if Zamazenta gets a boost, like nothing is revenge killing it on ground that easily other than like a Scarf Landorus. And I think I was speaking to Voodoo about it in a chat somewhere. He was just saying, or like he was just saying in general, if we go into the forums here, and let me just see if my scenes are set up properly. But yeah, this was the NWP thread that I went into. But if we go into the metagame discussion thread, the last couple of pages here, we've had people talking about how silly Zamazenta is. Especially from like Voodoo here, if we go on the previous page. And there's a thing here where, yeah, like, yeah, so a lot of people aren't really happy with this, but, you know, I'm just trying to see here, because there was a post about Zamazenta here, but yeah, let's see. yeah, Voodoo's post here November 14th about Zamazenta. I judge the team if it has a way of dealing with it. It's unreal how many good sets it can run. It's the best choice scarfer in the tier. It's the best setup sweeper in the game. It has insane bulk for fast mon. Yeah, Zamazenta just has everything going for it. And particularly in a metagame like Monotype where you have that type constriction, having a Pokemon that's just a cut above the rest in terms of power, bulk, and speed tier, especially exclusive to one type, just makes Zamazenta really constricting. So overall, like, these 3 mons, Get them out, man. Get them out. Like, it's harder to justify Gliscor, but, you know, Galgant Fire and Zamazenta, please get rid of these guys. Like, at least from a perspective as a player that used to main this tier, get rid of them. There's no reason to have them in the metagame anymore. At this point, a quick ban is off the table, so we're obviously going to be forced down the suspect route. But, yeah, just get rid of them. I think the player base will know to get rid of Zamazenta for sure. Galgant, probably at this point, like, I think everyone is seeing Galgant's power compared to when it first got suspect tested, and it was a close suspect the first time we suspect tested it. So, you know, overall, I think the metagame will benefit from this as well. But yeah, that's all I really have to say on these guys on the tiering survey. Current state of the metagame. Are you going to see more Monotype videos? Probably not for the time being. Like, there's not really anything that's making me want to play Monotype at the moment, like, or even Natdex Monotype. I don't really like playing Natdex Monotype anymore either, to be fair. Like, I don't know, that tier, there's something up with it which I can't really explain, but like, Gold probably needed to be banned and it wasn't banned. Como is just kind of annoying, even though people are saying it's manageable. I don't know. Natdex, like, if I also play either SV or Natdex Mono at the moment, and for the past 2 years I've always said Natdex is the fun metagame and like there's more variety in types, I'd still just rather play SV at the moment if I had the choice to pick between the two. But yeah, that's all I have to really say on this. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.